YouTube. So this is Candace, and we're back with Counseling Minus the Ball. So it's been probably a little over a week since I did a video. Be gentle with me. So this video I really want to do. It's a movie review. It's for the movie Blackbox. It just came into I don't know if it came to theaters, but I know maybe like on demand or things of that nature. I actually saw it on Amazon Prime. So yes, I want to review this movie. Of course, when I'm reviewing a movie, it's always something to do with psychological, mental health, of that nature. Now, this movie particularly is very interesting. It is definitely an example of love, growth, healing over here with Counseling Minus the Ball. So anyway, let's jump into it. So the movie starts off with a young man. He's actually a father, and it's been displayed that he's been in a car accident and he lost his wife. So as it goes on to kind of explain things, it is shown that the individual, Nolan, that he possibly suffered from a TBI, traumatic brain injury, in the car accident, whereas he began to exhibit amnesia. So basically he was going through all these therapies. I would just say some ethical interventions, such as cognition therapy. What did they say? Was it biofeedback? Some things of that nature. So, okay, ethical. And then also it had got to the point where his amnesia was causing an impairment. Specifically, one of his daughter's teachers threatened him that if he forgot to pick up his child, that she will report it to DCFS. So basically, he got to a point where he was pretty desperate to get his memories back. His daughter had been cooking. His daughter had been sending notes around the house, just pretty much doing everything to step in to help her father transition through this period. So for me, that little girl in the movie was just everything to me. She was like a little mini adult, And how many of us actually have to be little mini adults, including myself? So back to the movie. So she was like a little mini adult, keeping him on task, reminding him even for his interviews, giving him interviewing tips and stuff like that. So awesome little girl. But as the movie goes on, he decides to do this experimental therapy, which is also possible. It was actually a doctor, Dr. Brooks, in the movie, where she used interesting techniques, I would say. I would say for me, the techniques kind of resembled virtual reality therapy, whereas like you're using virtual reality. So you're using maybe like a headset or something like that to assist you along with therapy, I should say. So she was actually using a form of this in hypnosis, which is like the scene of Get Out with the teacup and putting you to sleep, and it's just using pretty much it's a form of getting your subconscious, getting your memories, getting your subconscious, things of that nature. A lot of psychoanalytic interventions and stuff, I would say. So anyway, so back to the movie. So yeah, she was using this technique where she would hypnotize him, put him to sleep, and then also use these brain waves these brain waves that is supposed to generate these memories. So it had got to the first couple of sessions, and he had been going. She would put these the headsets and things on him, and the it's like it was a cap, I guess, for neurotransmitters and things like that, and she would keep track of his brain waves and things of that nature. And so in these times that he would be hypnotized, he would be able to envision these memories. And that was her way of getting the memory back. So her whole theory was to help people to develop their memory. Yes, to develop their memory if they had some type of amnesia, supposedly. So for me, I already knew, maybe because I'm a therapist in the making. So for me, I already knew that this was going to be problematic. For me, number one, when he went into the session, she began recording him. Well, she didn't record him. She recorded herself, name, date, diagnosis, stuff like that. First of all, you need consent to record your client, period, in sessions. So I was like, red flag, weird. And then also, what else? She didn't explain that this is like a experimental therapy approach. So that was like red flag. And then for me, the third one was she didn't explain any risks with this approach. So especially with it being experiential, you want to explain the risks of this approach. Like, this is your own thing that you're doing, so it can be negative results. And what you want to do as a therapist, as a counselor, is to say that up front, as well as to get that understood, get that sign squared away. But you also want to protect your client. Do no harm. That's definitely one of the things that we are ethnically supposed to do. So basically, those were my red flags. I was like, oh, hold on. Don't be too eager. This is not some classical looking therapy going on here. So the movie progressed, and basically once he began to have his memories back, Nolan, he realized that it was actually not his memories at all. It had been memories of Dr. Brooks' son. So she actually was able to get his brain waves. And then in her research, she was proving that she can use these brain waves to regenerate into another person. So she can use these memories and get it to bring back her son physically. Well, not physically, mentally. Although that same person, the patient, Nolan, was himself physically. Definitely unethical. But this movie was so crazy. So anyway, so actually it was successful. He realized that it was Thomas's memories that he was remembering and not himself, Nolan's. So during this period, he dropped off his daughter to the uncle house, which happened to be a doctor, and happened to come to his rescue. So basically, once he made that realization, he went to Dr. Brooks. Was like, hey, mom, what did you do? She kind of explained it. He actually went back to his family, Thomas's family, and tried to make up with his family, his wife and his daughter. However, it had been shown that the way Thomas passed away was due to a domestic violence situation. And this is October. This is domestic violence month. So awareness to domestic violence as well. Maybe I can do a video for that too. Stay safe, guys, and use hotlines, numbers, and resources. It's so much, especially with it being a pandemic, and they're really trying to prevent a lot of unsafe home conditions. Okay, so anyway, back to that. So yeah, so basically he passed away due to a domestic violence incident where his wife actually pushed him down some stairs, and that's when he lost his life. So Dr. Brooks came in and stored his brainwaves and things. And then she also noticed the opportunity when Nolan came into the hospital after being in a car accident. So she took him to the lab and started the therapy, hypnotize him, plant those memories, and that's how it all took off. So basically, it ended by actually, I don't want to tell you the ending. I don't want to tell you the ending. It ended like I said. The uncle saved him and his daughter, and he was able to come to himself. So the reason I want to tell you the ending is I want you to go see this for yourself. So we kind of talked about concept today: traumatic brain injury (TBI). So basically, it's an injury that's onto your brain. So we can take concussions, things of that nature, resulting in amnesia, short term, long term. Also, what else did we kind of discuss? Some ethics, ethics of being a doctor, a counselor, a social worker, a therapist, a psychologist. Even though everyone's, depending on association, everyone's ethics is different. What else did we discuss? Some interventions, virtual reality therapy, that's new for us. We never discussed that before. We never discussed like biofeedback or anything. So that's like using technology in form of therapy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. But anyway, watch this video. I mean, this movie, guys, is very good. It points out a lot of things. Like I said, anything that I can find that's good for mental health, I'll be doing a review for. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay on the journey with love, growth, and healing with Counseling Minus the Bull. See you next time. And like I said, maybe I can do like a domestic violence video. It's a really touchy subject. But I can get that just because it's Domestic Violence Month. Okay. All right, guys. See you next time and check out this movie.